Hi there, everyone. Josh Sachs here. Just wanted to do a little video going over my tournaments from the 2023 season. Hopefully, providing a little bit of insight and look back as to what I think I did well and places I can improve. Um, so, without too much ado, let's get this underway. Starting back all the way on April 1st. At the second annual Winter Thaw Early Bird Tournament at White Spruce. It's 2 rounds, 1 day. Played round one from the shorts and round two from the medium tees at White Spruce, for those of you that know the course. Round one, shot a +6. Just never really got anything going. It's kind of par, bogey, par, bogey, more pars. Oh, I got a birdie. Well, let's take 2 more bogeys and make up for it. And so I ended up taking a +6 on the short tees for 839 rated round. It was one of those, just never got anything together. Don't know what it was. Probably just couldn't get out of my own head. First tournament of the season, just those early season jitters. And then round two, I come in, like, same thing, never really got anything going, but put on a decent little streak to start, like just par 1 through 5, gave one back on 6, which is a little tougher for me because it's a good shot if you have a forehand, not so great if you're relying on a turnover shot. I think I ended up in the weeds short and right. So I ended up taking a bogey there. But all in all, it was a +3, so I shot better from the longer layout than I did from the shorter layout for a 911 rated round, which at the time was like 3 points above my rating. So didn't seem to matter what I was doing last year. It was like kind of hit my rating, and that's it. Never really got too high, never really got too crazy low. At least I don't think so, but I guess we'll look back as we continue through the year. We'll kind of see. Ended up finishing tied for 18th in a field of 44 people. If I had to guess, just based on how everything else went this year, it probably rained at some point during this round, just because that's kind of the year it was for tournaments in Ontario this year. Next up, the end of April, I had the Chrissy Lake Spring Fling, sponsored by True North Disc Golf. This was 2-round, 2-day event. And yes, so I think both rounds were from the shorts. This one I do remember Saturday was just really annoying, nasty rain all day. For those of you who know the course, this was the 27-hole layout. We started on the extra holes. I'd say most of the extra holes then kind of played the course backward. So 1 through 9 were the extra holes. 10 through 18 are what is normally, 10 through 18 is still 10 through 18, but we played it before 19 through 27, which is normally 1 through 9. Did not play the extra holes well at all. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over in 9 holes. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 over through what is regularly the back 9, and then plus 2, 4, 5, and 4 over on the last 9. A grand total of, I shot a +19 the first round, 835 rated round, 36 points below my rating at that point, which just I felt so bad, so defeated. I was sitting pretty well the last, I went out first. I would think it was the last card of MA2 going out on day 2. Day 2 rain wasn't so bad. Ended up on just like the par streak of par streaks. So yeah, really like only ended up +1 on the extra holes on day 2. Really cleaned it up. So I was +1 there. It was +2 on the regular back 9. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then 2 under on the front 9 / like 21 holes 19 through 27. And again, ended up shooting like a really good second round, only +1, so grand total of +20 for the tournament. 873 rated second round. My event was 854, so like 20 points below my rating at that point. Yeah, I dug myself that hole on day 1 and just never got out of it. Ended up finishing tied for 36 out of 43 people that played both days. Might be one of the lowest finishes I've had in 3 years of playing. Next up, May 7th, I had the Toronto Island Maple Leaf Silver Tournament, which is held on, obviously, Toronto Island. Not a bad looking day when we got down there. I got downtown, parked my car, decided, oh, it looks okay. I won't worry about bringing an umbrella. Famous last words. Ended up just absolute downpour right at the end of round, like last hole of round 1, and basically through the entire second round of the tournament. This is actually my first time playing on the island, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I can't quite remember what the layout is. It says the regular layout, although I don't know exactly what that means for Toronto Island. But yeah, round 1, when it was okay conditions, shot a +8, 874 rated, which was basically my rating. At that point, might have been, I guess, because those 2 tournaments in April I might have been dropped down a little bit from 872. Yeah, it was more round 1 was just not being familiar with the course, so just took a lot of shots I probably wouldn't have done had I known a little bit better. Round 2 in the downpour, a lot cleaner, like not as many holes getting bogeys, but when I bogeyed it, I had 1 double the front 9 and 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 1 double and 8 bogeys on the front 9, like 9 holes taking the bad score, and I somehow mixed in 2 birdies in the okay weather, whereas only two doubles and 1, 2, 5 like I had less holes with gray on the scorecard, as opposed to just being clean. Yeah, second round, +9, 865 rating overall, 870 for the event, which is again like I'm just treading water with my rating, not really doing anything special. Next up, one of the favorite tournaments I have every year, Foxwood Open over the May long weekend out in Baden, Ontario, at Foxwood Disc Golf Course. Sorry, just scrolling down to where I finished, which was right about middle of the pack again. Oh, exactly middle of the pack, 26 out of 52 players. Let's just open that up. So yeah, it looks like I was exactly 870 rated going into May. So this is a tournament I enjoy playing. I find it a tough course because I don't really have a forehand, so there's some holes that just seem to always get me. Yeah, round 1, shot a +9. Don't think I did not manage to find a single birdie in round one. 852 rating. It's like 20 points below where I want to be. Just not overall a great round. Round two decided. Round one was just a mistake. So we try this again and end up going from a +9 to a +3. Managed to find some green on the scorecard out there with birdies on hole 4, 7, 9, and 16, which if you know that course, they're not the most they're not the most technical holes that are out there. Fairly attackable for most players. But yeah, it's just one of those. It seems to be a course that, for whatever reason, just gets in my head sometimes. I know this weekend it was hole 6, which is a 255-foot shot. All you're doing is throwing it over a green, which happens to have a sand trap right in front and to two sides of it. I think I found the sand trap in rounds 2 and 3. So just something got in my head that weekend. Was not playing that hole well, but for round 2, like a 904 rating, there we go, moving in the right direction. We're over 900. And then round 3 just kind of never got anything going. I know it was really windy as we played this round. Hole 1, which is like, it's a consistent like par hole for me. Occasionally I'll have a putt at it if I get a really good drive or something, but I play that par 4 404. And I remember that I had about a 8-footer to finish off, and it just spat right through on me. And, I just got down on myself about it, and then it just affected the next couple holes. And I finally I managed to calm myself down on hole 4. Took my par, and then just kind of got in my head, and 3 bad holes in a row, 5, 6, and 7. But then came back, like got 9 and 10, which are good holes, like which can be tougher holes for me sometimes. 13 got me, 14 got me really bad this round. Took a 7 on it. Ended up trying to remember back. So I ended up over the water into it, way on the right side. Tried to get a roller down to kind of get up that right side. Hit a tree and then rolled it just out left. So I was kind of in that opening you really want to be in. Probably should have just thought to myself and bailed out to the right, because I'm trying to throw uphill and with a lot of distance to get to the green. Was already at the point of kind of nuts to this. I'm not playing great, so what's the worst that can happen? Left it dead in the middle of the green, trying to get dead in the middle of a golf green, taking an OB stroke and just getting really frustrated. And then just thankfully my card mates kind of calmed me down, and I like 4 clean holes to finish out. 861 rating on the round. Overall, +20, like really smack that middle of the pack. Somehow above my overall rating for the year, or at that time. So I can't really complain. But like I know I can play that course better than I played it. I'm looking forward to getting there in 2024. Next up, mid-June, Four Fathers Open number 3, Newcastle. Yet again, it was one of those, I know it rained at some point during the round. I can't remember if it was round 1 or round 2. This is one of those 2 rounds in one day event. I know it was a shotgun start because I remember starting out on hole 14, and we were playing from the shorts, which I don't think I've ever actually played before. They may have been new this year because I was definitely missing a couple of those couple holes I'm used to playing, or I was playing them from a different location. Um, so yeah, first round, shot 2 down, 883 rating. The holes that really got me, because they threw in a couple of bonus ones. First round was right round. I'm not. Yeah, so those 2 bonus holes got me in the first round. Sorry, I misspoke. My first round was +1. Shooting an 854 rated round. Just kind of never got anything going. Took a birdie, took a bogey, took a bogey, took a birdie. Just kind of back and forth, not really getting on a streak of anything particularly positive or negative. Round 2, kind of more of the same, but shot a -2, so I cleaned up a couple of those bogeys from the front, and actually most of that was probably just getting the second extra hole in round 2, as opposed to missing an OB, and then like missing the putt the first time. Yeah, I had dropped down to an 868 rating, so the event overall 869. So again, just kind of treading water, although apparently slowly sinking. Next up, right at the beginning of July, I had the White Spruce Open. This may have been my best event. Sorry, this was my best event of the season. Finished off, I was tied in 5th place, and I knew after round 1, because again, this is one round to shorts, 1 round to longs. I knew after round 1 that all I had to do was kind of keep it together. Started out, had a great card. I think if I remember back, I'm pretty sure I was on a card with Mike Pelly and Mac Young, and I honestly can't remember who our third was or who our fourth was for there. But I started out 4 down through 4, which is just one of the best feelings I think I've ever had starting at a tournament round. Kind of gave one back on 5 and was kind of treading water for a while. But again, ended up 5 down, 935 rating, which was 65 points above. 67 points above my rating at that point, which just felt really good. Then move on to round 2 again later that day, playing the mid layout. Ended up taking a 2 over, which again, some of those holes just kind of get you. Those of you who know White Spruce know that hole 7 can be the bane of a lot of people's existence. Hole 18, just if I remember that one, I ended up short and right, kind of having to putt over that little mound and just sailed it way long and had to make a comebacker. But yeah, like overall, a +2 from that medium layout might have been one of my best rounds on that layout to date, and shooting 911. So having both rounds above my rating, 923 overall, 55 points up from where I was at that point. Like truly a spectacular feeling. Next up, almost done here, only 3 to go. We had the Diameter Open out in Guelph. Split our days between Vic Park Valley and Eastview. Saturday at Vic Park Valley, really had definitely enjoyed the round there. So my second time playing that layout. Definitely had a little bit of a bunch up at the top of the, at the beginning of the course, those first 4 holes that are in the trees. Ended up walking out of there +2, which I kind of expected. I'd only played the course once before, did not play it well, and it had rained in the morning, so it was kind of slick going through there, so not great footing or anything. So was not surprised to do that, but just tried to keep myself kind of even keeled through that. Ended up rattling off 4 in a row to finish my first round, and end up -2. -2 on the day, 886 rated, which is 9 points above my rating at that point. Round 2 at Eastview Park. Took my turkey for holes 2, 3, and 4. Then decided to give it back with interest on holes by doubling 11, bogeying 12 and 13. So yeah, these things happen. I ended up even 822 rating, which was definitely a kick in the teeth. And then round 3, also on the Sunday, also at Eastview, decided to trade hole 2 for hole 5, but still take that turkey in the front 9. Clean up a lot of the rest of it, just kind of hitting my pars where I can, going 3 down for an 853 rating. Overall 855. I think that's just reflective of other people doing really, really well that day. I was happy with with my performance. The holes I missed were tough holes, like hole 8, for those of you that know that park. If you miss early, you got nothing. There's almost no way to get back to the fairway and score on that hole if you go early. Kind of similar thing for hole 15. If you get knocked down early, you're done. You're not getting that hole. But overall, like for the event, -5. Unfortunately, at the bottom end of this particular tournament, 20th out of 24, tied with a couple other guys. Some people shot really, really well at this event. We had a 14 down by one of the locals on that last round. So it's kind of tough to compete with that, but at the same time, like I know I have some of those kind of rounds in me. It just comes down to often tournament nerves, missing some easy putts, then kind of getting in my head for a couple holes after that. Second last tournament of the year, right at the end of August, right before I took my trip down to see Colleen and Marty at Worlds in Vermont. The Sandy Hollow Open up in Barrie. I remember day 1 being like, okay, relatively happy with this event. Come back day 2, starting out and just like absolutely falling apart. So day 1 on the Saturday, playing the short layout, shoot 5 down. Not great for that layout, but it was also a clean 5 down. So a lot of pars, 5 birdies, and no bogeys. Took an 899 rating out of that, which at the time was 20 points up on my average. So feeling really good about it. Just for the holes where I didn't score, it was just more of I wasn't in position to make a putt, or I was kind of like edge of circle, just outside of the circle. and just trying to, play it safe more than anything else. And then day 2, playing the longer layout, and actually with a bit of a crowd on hole 1, I started out, got the nice birdie on hole 1, and then from that point on, my round kind of imploded. Took a bogey, then a double, then another double. So, like, just firmly erased any thoughts I had of being under par for the round with that. Really only ended up getting 2 more birdies after that, shooting a +8, 837 rated round. I don't know what it is about that course and what it is about the longs, or maybe it was just that day that nothing was clicking after that first hole. And yeah, it was just it's tough go around, that's for sure. Overall, so yeah, that 837 rated round, 868 for the event, 11 points below my rating. Just did feel like I'm not making any progress. Then I was away from tournaments for almost 2 months, just because of going down to Worlds, then out to PEI to watch the Discmania Open, where I was caddying first 2 rounds for Cam Zanini. Come back for the Bronte Creek Classic 26, assuming I can apparently look at, or I can understand my Roman numerals. Yeah, so round 1, I remember being really nice and windy, so that's always a fun time at that course when you get some wind in there. I used to play a lot at Bronte. I didn't play it that much this year due to new courses being open closer to home. Not wanting to deal with the hour and a half drive back from Burlington on a weekend. Doesn't seem to matter what time you leave. It just kind of turns into that round. Yeah, this was Saturday was a bit of a tough day for me. Shot a +11, including taking triple bogey on hole 3. Just trying to remember what I did on that hole. Oh, right. I shanked it. So I early released it right. Ended up behind a wall of trees. Didn't get through on the first try. Didn't get through on the second try. Or got through on the second try. And then just left the putt way short. So ended up taking the triple there, taking the double on hole 5 from going OB off the throw. But the highlight of my round and my season and my disc golf career was hitting an ace, my first ever ace, on hole 11. Nice big turnover shot with my Mantis. Just got it nice and high. And it looked to me and to my carmates like that thing just fell out of the sky into the basket. So really happy with that. And that kind of lasted for 2 holes until I took a +5 on the first extra hole of the day. Was somehow inbounds. I was inbounds off the tee. And 2 putts later at the elevated basket, I ended up throwing OB, which led to the +5. Yeah, did not really do well on those extra holes on the Saturday. Sunday, I think I cleaned it up a little bit, but and I ended up taking a triple on hole 18 by throwing it straight into the first tree on the left. I think I ended up re-teeing because it was so far in there. I don't think I could have established a lie if I wanted to, and even if I did, I don't know if I would have gotten out of the tree. So yeah, that was my round 1. like plus 11 at Bronte is really not a great score. Like I know I can play a lot better even with the extra holes. Day 2, a lot better, a lot cleaner. First 13 holes before we got to the extra holes, I was -1 with 2 birdies and a bogey. It was just kind of on the par train at the beginning there. Managed to turn the 8 on the first extra hole into a 4 because I was determined not to go OB. And in being determined not to go OB, I threw it so long and straight that I almost ended up OB on the path. Went to lay it up and then went to kind of tap, like turbo out because of the elevated basket. When one of my cart mates got in my head saying they had a very similar putt the day before with the same disc I'm holding in my hand, and they missed it. And it got straight in my head. I don't know why I didn't like walk away or do something else, but it got right in there. And don't you know it, I get up, I throw the turbo putt, it hits a lot of chains and spits right out at me. But that's fine because on the next extra hole, with a little bit of a gallery, because Pubs and Jack Coney had finished their round, so they came over to watch Johnny, who was on my card. I throw up my second ever ace, and another ace for the tournament on extra hole B with my ESP Malta. 3 years of playing and 2 aces in one tournament, albeit on different days, felt pretty special. The rest of those extra holes was kind of riding that, except could not find a par on those extra holes. Like bogey, hole in one, bogey, 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 birdie, bogey, birdie. I could not find a par on the rest of that 9. But yeah, and ended up like +1 on the day, which when you compare that to the +19, looks pretty good. Also 905 rated, so 30 points up on my rating at the time of 875 for an event total of 874. So like bloody even. Didn't make a lot of progress up or down. However, like the end of my season, I think I ended up 876 rated, which compared to the start of my season, I think it was 872. So a lot of fluctuation, but somehow overall kind of stayed exactly in place. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to this coming season in 2024. Looking to play a lot of different events. Very thankful. I know that I'm an ambassador for Upper Park Disc Golf. I'm also on Team Great Lakes Disc for this upcoming season. I'll look for the promo codes in the details of the video. And yeah, hopefully see some of you out there on the course this year. Thanks for watching. Bye.